Welcome guys, hope you're doing well. My name is John and you're listening to the Tech Leader Pro podcast. It is week 47 of 2024, Sunday the 24th of November. You're very welcome guys, I hope you're doing well. So it's that time of year again, and sadly I don't mean just Christmas. As a leader, I need to conduct many annual performance reviews over the coming weeks. Many of you are probably in the same boat as I. It is always a busy and challenging time because you have to tread the line between giving somebody actionable feedback while also not being so candid that you damage their morale. It's also a good time to reflect on your team in order to determine who is who at the zoo. In my mind, as part of that reflection, I tend to put people into the following three categories. The first one is those who are excelling. These are your star performers who are on the path to promotion. You need to keep them close, mentor them, and watch them grow. The second category is those who are delivering. These are your steady Eddy performers quietly getting stuff done. They are competent professionals operating at the correct level for their skill set and maturity levels. And then finally, the third level are those folks who might be struggling. These are your problem children. They are not meeting the expectations of you or indeed their peers. They are struggling, so need to be either mentored heavily to get them to improve, or unfortunately, you may need to manage them out. And I may do a future podcast about the topic of managing people out. Obviously, that's a particularly delicate topic. So the majority of your team should be in the delivering category, with a few stars in the excelling category, and hopefully you have nobody in the struggling category, because that's the most difficult conversation of all. A senior leader of a huge engineering team in a big company once gave me the following answer when I asked him what I needed to do in order for him to consider me to be a top performer. John, imagine if the company was a ship that was sinking and I had to choose who to pull into the life raft with me. That's my top guys. So in essence, what he was saying was you needed to become indispensable to him as your manager. And you needed to be the guy, the first person that he thought about when there was a crisis, that he wanted to keep close. It's harsh, but the fact is we are all being judged harshly in a professional setting. That's just the reality, folks, whether we like it or not. As leaders, we must provide accountability when somebody fails, as well as praise when they succeed. Providing praise when somebody succeeds is easy. Well done, guys. Thanks for your effort. It's the accountability piece that will test you when somebody is struggling, or indeed failing horrifically. You've got to be the one to tell them, and that will test you. It's not an easy conversation to have. So I hope, like me, in the coming weeks, if you are conducting reviews, that these reviews go well, both for you and the person on the receiving end. And of course, as managers, we also get reviewed. I'll give you some final tips from my experience. Firstly, gather feedback about the team member from others. It's important that they know that the feedback is not just coming from you, it's coming from their peers as well, within the team. Secondly, provide examples for all feedback topics. Don't just mention things in a vague, generic way. Give examples of the behaviour that you either want to praise or you want to see some improvements on. And thirdly, let them talk and listen. Even if you don't agree with what they're saying, let them talk and listen. Fourthly, you need to provide factual feedback with evidence and never ever get emotional. The worst thing that somebody can do in a review is to be personal. That is absolutely unprofessional, and the conversation always has to be driven by facts and examples. It can't be about, I don't like you and here's the reasons why. That is completely unprofessional. You've got to keep it civil, especially when you're holding somebody accountable where they're struggling. It is critical in that moment that you just present factual evidence and, feedback from the team so that it's not a personal conversation, and hopefully the person on the receiving end does not receive it as a personal attack, because that is not what it's meant to be. It's meant to help that person to improve. We all make mistakes. We all need to improve. and somebody giving you some feedback is actually very useful. So I wish you well, and I hope you go into the holiday period with some, positive conversations behind you. So apart from worrying about my upcoming reviews, what else did I do this week? I done a lot of work on grepper.org this week, which is my online search engine. So that's GREPPOR.org. I now have search suggestion auto-completion working. This is something that I've tried to do a few times in the last few months and failed to get it working. But I finally came up with a technical solution that works. So I have that implemented now and it's live on the website. So as an end user, when you start to type, when you get, I think, maybe 5 characters in, it will start to autocomplete your search based upon the content that's already in the index. And it will make some suggestions to you to make it more convenient to do your searches. So it's a nice feature. It's quite, a usability upgrade, let's say, for end users. So go check it out at grepper.org. If you value your privacy and you don't want to have your search filtered and you don't want to have ads down the side of your search results, I would recommend checking out grepper.org. Apart from that, in terms of media that I'm enjoying this week, I am still continuing to read Caesar by Christian Mayer, which is a biography of Julius Caesar. So if you're interested in the Roman Empire, I would definitely recommend that. It's very well written, very well researched, and yes, I'm really enjoying that so far. Okay, I will leave it there, guys. I hope you have a good week ahead, and I hope if you are involved in performance reviews, that they go as you expect them to go. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you next time. Take care.